Hi. We should be live.
Excellent. Hello, Trey. How are you doing?
I'm so good. You know, my internet, we're working through it. How are you?
I am good, thank you. I am good. Let me just fix this up. So, here we go. Ni sambula vinlaka na turanga kena marama dorbo kena ngone lewa ni vorong tumai and I come ni singandai. We welcome everyone for listening in this evening to our Vital Noah digital series. And I'd like to firstly introduce my co-host, the beautiful Miss MC Trey. How are you, Trey?
Bula, I'm well, thank you. Thank you for that beautiful introduction, Sev, and great to be here. Also on traditional lands from Western Sydney on Darug lands. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And I'm coming to you live as well from the Gadigal land in the Eora Nation. So, Bulavinaka to everyone who's tuning in right now. This is part 4 of our digital series that Trey and I have started some weeks back. And we welcome you to today. And we are on Sydney time, Trey, so which is great. I'm doing great. I'm really doing fantastic. We seem to have resolved some of the issues with the technical side. Um, I'm a bit pale, but we'll fix that in the next one. It's a technical thing.
Yes, and you know, tomorrow I'm sure the sun will be out. Just go out onto the balcony or the backyard and tan a bit.
Exactly. I think that it's really the sunscreen. You know, too much sunscreen is probably affecting my skin tone, right?
I hear you, I hear you. Well, luckily we can always adjust that, you know, we can go out and get more sun and also get more filters. Um,
Exactly.
but we're here for Vei Talanoa, and you know, as you said, my name's Trey or Thelma, and yourself, Sevu. Lots of experience, right, working in the community in various aspects of our careers. Yourself, you know, which not many people would know, have that experience with the technology, telecommunications, and not telecom. That's like Fiji old school, but
Fiji Telecom.
telecommunication glory. The yeah, old school. And then also community work, and myself community work in creative sectors. But we've joined forces to create this platform. But tell everyone why we decided to do this.
Yes. Well, for those of you that are tuning in, we started this a couple of weeks ago, and this is our third Talanoa. And really, the reason why we started it is in Sydney, where we're based in New South Wales, in Australia, we're experiencing challenges with the pandemic, and where we've been in lockdown for the last couple of months. And so there's a lot of need in the community as far as being able to share information, get information out there to the Fiji and Pacific community to address some of the challenges and issues that we're currently facing. And it's not until you're actually talking to different people that you realize how many people are actually struggling within our community. And I just want to say a big talofa lava to our beautiful Mary Jane, who's joined us as well. And with that said, Talanoa is our a Fijian digital series where we want to make sure that we get information out to the community about different services, support, resources. Have that conversation online where we can discuss some of these topics, some of these challenges, some of these issues. We will be also speaking in language, Fijian language. So if I switch, or when we switch with different guests, or when I feel the need to, I will be addressing in the Itoke language. To make sure that we are sharing that information, we're getting that information across. So one of our guests this evening, and he's going to be a contributor to this series, not only for this one, Trey, but the upcoming one, is Kaviso Kuru. Kaviso Kuru is For those of you that don't know him, he does some amazing community voluntary work. He hosts a radio community show, and he's really being also trying to do the same thing, which is to share information. He's a wealth of knowledge. So he's one of our guests tonight, and I should pretty much say guest for the first time, and then he'll be a contributor because he's got so much to talk about and bring to us, and we'll be discussing. So, Bulavinaka Kave, we'll have you on soon. I hope you're okay trying to get into the studio with the technology. Yeah, so basically, Trey, that's the reason why we started this, and thank you to Trey. Both of us do a lot of community work besides our day jobs. And the things that we do with our businesses and so forth. This web series is really to try and to share information and support our community as much as possible, which is why we decided to use the Fiji Day Sydney platform page, and also to have a wider reach. And also this is something that through the organization, the Fiji Youth Pacific Initiative is another reason this through that organization, that an NGO that we are both part of, and really that's the motivation behind this web series.
So true, and it's responding to the needs of the community, right? Because people know us more for doing the events and volunteering in that capacity and doing workshops for young people, but we've seen the need to get information out, and this is why we're doing this. And our good friend Mary Jane, who's listening in, have to give her a shout out too, because she's doing this as well in her platforms with Matavai Pacific Cultural Arts. And
yes,
it's good that we're all coming together and we're sharing and supporting, because a lot of us are doing this voluntarily, and because of the love for our people. So it all makes it easier when more people come through. And that's great that Kave is assisting. He's very active, and he'll be popping in soon to share what's happening on the ground.
Yes.
In regards to other guests, we have Isaac and Pasepa, who'll be talking about a project that they're working on, which is assisting communities in Fiji. And we'll also be sharing more information on how communities here in Western Sydney or across New South Wales can be supported. And some of you will have, questions or, ideas, or may have some info that you think that would be helpful for our people. Feel free to mention it in the comments, tag us. This is all about sharing and looking at how we can support each other through this,
Yes.
But also tell us where you're listening in from as well.
Exactly. And further to that, if you do have needs and require some support, please feel free to contact us through our inbox through Fiji Day, and we will certainly get that to you. If you don't want to post it and everybody's reading the posts, please private message us through Fiji Day. And we will. The other thing I just wanted to say with Mary Jane as well, she's doing a great work out there for the Pacific community, Samoan community. There's so much need right now on the ground, and to also continue to work together, Pacific perspective, so that we could also reach different audiences as well through that. So we'll be utilizing the different social media platforms to do that. So please let us know where you're listening in from. We have Steve all the way from Lepanoni. How are you, Steve? Good to hear from you, and I hope you are doing well. Yes.
And also to Ina Fale,
now,
who's
Trey,
listening in, and Tima.
Maybe what we could do is, sorry, go on.
I know, I was just saying,
Awesome.
Bula to everyone listening in. And we've got Kave there who says he's saying hello and he's ready when we're ready to pop in.
Excellent. Yes, please come into the studio, Kabe, when you're ready. We are certainly happy to bring you on as soon as you're able to come in. Otherwise, Trey, we could um, go on to the first interview.
Yes, we can switch
And
to that.
regarding
Yes, so I caught up with two amazing people from our community, Pasepa and Isaac, who have been working tirelessly, volunteering their time to raise money, but they've logged on to share with us what they've been doing and why they're doing it. So just bear with me. Well, will you do it from that end, Sev?
I could, but I wanted as well
Or I
that
can just click on, yeah?
yeah, you can just
Yeah.
click on it. Yes, it's good as well because Isaac has joined us as well, so he's tuning in as well. Mbula to you, Isaac.
Bula Isaac. Okay, so we're very experienced here with our technical expertise, but hopefully the sound comes through and we shall give it a go. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Hey everyone, Vaitalano. Excited to have two wonderful guests with us here and in Western Sydney. We've got Pasepa and Isaac that are here to talk about some of the amazing things that they've been up to. How are you guys?
Well, thank you.
Yeah, doing good as you can be in lockdown, but yeah.
Got to do what we got to do, right? But thank you so much for coming in and linking in with us online. You've got some amazing things to share with us, but first, tell us a bit about yourself. Maybe we'll start with Pasepa and then we'll go to Isaac.
Hi, I'm Pasepa and I reside on Camaragale land, the Lower North Shore. I'm from Namosi in Fiji, and yeah.
Waqa.
Isaac.
Yeah, well, I'm Isaac. Currently residing on Bichigo lands here in Southwest Sydney, and yeah, I'm from Lomaviti Vasu level.
Excellent. So we've got quite a mix of Vanoas there, and it's great that we're united here in Sydney. In what's the Aboriginal word for Sydney, or around because we have the Durrag, like our different language lands. Anyway, Eora, yes, Eora country, right from the city. Yes, beautiful. So good, learning something all the time. So good to have us here uniting and we pay respects to the elders, past, present, and emerging, and so grateful that we can learn and share on these sacred lands. You've joined us today because you have an amazing project that you've been working on for a few weeks. Tell us a bit about that project.
Okay, Pasepa, you're more than welcome to take the reins.
Thank you. Well, Isaac started this GoFundMe to provide some relief to people in Fiji. It first started as just a mask drive, and it's now grown to be a drive for medical equipment and PPE. So yeah, and he started a GoFundMe, and I just hopped on board to support and help out. Yeah.
Awesome. So it's the Fiji Covid Relief Mask Drive, and then it's expanded to include PPE and other medical equipment, which we know Fiji needs right now. So good on you guys. So Isaac, tell us what motivated you to do this.
I guess just seeing on social media a lot of the like a lot of the outrage, I guess, with the whole outbreak and how things, like how quickly it was spreading. You know, it was affecting quite a lot of people in quite a short amount of time. And in a small island like Fiji, where everything's kind of community driven, you know, it's kind of hard to contain it. And then I think it was on Twitter in particular, one guy was complaining about like how the government was enforcing financial penalties for breaches of the COVID protocols, and you know, just kind of, you know, further, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it just exposes how, like, the gap, it widens the gap of, you know, the struggling communities as opposed to the more wealthy communities in Fiji. And by enforcing financial penalties, yeah, you do widen that gap. So the initial reason to start the drive was to kind of provide masks for struggling communities, but we realized, you know, there was more to that. You know, it wasn't just the communities that were struggling as well. It's the healthcare system that has been severely under-resourced for a very long time. So we wanted to try and do our bit for them, and to, you know, let the people of Fiji know that, you know, the diaspora is still here. We're still wanting to support our families back home. So that was one of the big driving factors between starting this campaign or this initiative.
So interesting how that message on Twitter then translated, and then you guys, you know, did what your research, and then this project has come about, you know, and it's great to see. And it, you know, it just highlights how our diaspora stay connected. You know, there's so many ways, like through the different social media platforms, and are connected, you know, to what's going on in the ground. And social media has been so influential, you know, in doing that, keeping us connected. And then now, of course, through the lockdown, even more so, you know. So even though people can't meet or we can't travel there, we're still so close to what's going on and are able to respond, which you both have been doing. And the social media stuff, you know, and the platforms have allowed us to continue fundraising, right, to and donating to causes that we care about. Like the GoFundMe, yes. So you have the GoFundMe account that's currently up and running for people to donate to. Yep. So it's still up there, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, still up there. Sorry.
Okay. I know it's a bit late, guys. I know. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's been end of the day, so all of us, you know, we're pushing through. But with the online stuff, you guys did a fundraising initiative on the weekend, the Fiji Trivia Night, which Stelly and Uppy hosted. I had so much fun, but how did that come about?
That came about, well, since lockdown, some of our friends just got together and then started doing trivia on Saturday nights, like just with a group of friends. And then it kind of grew. And then one of the like people in the group chat was like, oh, maybe you guys should do this for like to raise funds for the mask drive. And we were like, that's such a good idea. And then we just kind of came up with a concept of, you know, having like a $20 donation, $20 or more donation, but you won't be turned away if you can't donate, and you can just share and tag people in it, you know, just to like maybe, you know, push it along as well. Like any help counts. So yeah, and then that's how it came about. And we were just working on it for about 2 weeks or so. And then, yeah, and we're just pushing it every day. And we had almost 50 people on the trivia night from the UK, Auckland, Sydney, where else? Yeah. So
New
it was really
Zealand?
good. Yeah, New Zealand. So it was really good. Yeah.
So much fun. And, you know, I love that it was a trivia night. We're learning stuff. Like I learned more about Fiji, and then, you know, we're fundraising and donating to a good cause. And, you know, there's the social element and connection element, which is what, you know, everyone's missing through lockdown as well. So great ideas for people listening. Maybe they can contact Pasepa and Isaac if they want tips on how to do online events like that. Yeah. And yeah, so, you know, I reckon it was amazing. So I've been telling everyone about it. Maybe there'll be a part 2 or something. See how you go.
Stay
He's just saying
tuned.
that because he's just saying that because you won
Yeah.
3rd place, huh?
Oh, okay. Well, hey, we didn't have to mention that, but I was thinking of Ratu. Yep. Rum. Yes. But you know, so it was great experience and so much fun to be involved in that. So with the mask drive, like how else can people help? Like, you know, so they can donate to GoFundMe. What other ways do you need support with in regards to the project?
Yeah, other ways you can support is you know, if you can share it out, just try to get the word out there. Other people, like your connections, your friends, your family might be able to donate. If not even donate, they might have connections to people in the medical field that can provide you know, us contacts for like suppliers, medical suppliers, and people that know what kind of equipment to send over and things like that. So really just getting the word out there, building connections, building networks, and then just trying to work together as a community to try and provide Fiji the best possible care that we can provide at the present moment. Pasepa, you got
Sounds
anything
good.
to add on to that?
Oh no, you've pretty much covered it. Yeah, just sharing it, tagging people. You know, like somebody might know somebody, so you know, you don't know who you're reaching by sharing or tagging. Yeah, like we know everyone's
So
doing it tough at the moment because of lockdown, so we understand, you know, if people can't donate, but you know, just sharing it. Yeah, because some friends aren't on social media, so even like I've been sharing it via text, you know, word of mouth, at work, just, you know, helping pushing it along as best as we can. So yeah, any help is like, yeah, we're grateful for. Yeah.
So true. So people listening, if they've got contacts or ideas for medical supplies, PPE, masks, please, they can comment and then contact us, and then everybody share, tag your family, tag your friends. Every dollar counts. So we look forward to
Or
everyone
come
supporting.
to our events. I mean, our online events.
Oh yes. Yes. So which pages can they follow to find out more about the events?
Well, Isaac and I post about it every day religiously,
Okay.
and so do the other like members of our team, like Stelly and Api and Esther. So we're just all sharing it. Yeah, and we'll obviously share the pages that are running it, like this Saturday, Revolution Renegade. It's run by Malry. Yeah, so like we share the page, and then people can just click on it, and the link is in the bio, and you can donate as well as buying the ticket, or you can buy a ticket for someone, you know, if they want to join in as like a gift, you know, to get people involved. And we get to put on our creatives, like it's a lineup of Pacifica artists who are also friends, you know, so help support the arts and each other. So yeah.
Beautiful. So, and we'll share it on the Fiji Day and the other pages as well that we know of, so we can share it that way.
Oh,
wow. So you've explained the event and the events. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us tonight?
Isaac?
No, I've got nothing in particular. Yeah, if you have any more questions, feel free to let us know.
Yeah.
The socials and whatnot. Yeah, we try to be as transparent as possible. So if you get any inquiries, any like, oh, this doesn't seem right, yeah, just let us know.
Yeah.
We'll happily answer any questions you have.
Sounds good. So they can contact you online via your social media accounts, and we'll share them as well. You know, the info that you want us to share, we can share that so people can contact. But thank you so much for joining, and I hope you two are doing well out there. You know, staying healthy and pushing through, and organizing more fun trivia nights with Stelly, Esther, and Uppy. They were amazing. Anything else, or is that it?
That's pretty much it, Isaac.
Yeah, no, I've got nothing else. Any more questions from you?
All good. All
Thank
good.
you for having us.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you.
Us
And
on.
look forward.
We'll get the
All
word out.
good. All the best, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Mother.
Mother.
Well, there you have it.
Fantastic.
To Isaac and Pasepa. Oh my lord.
Yeah,
that
such a
was
great initiative that they're
pre-recorded
doing.
interview.
Yeah,
It
great
is.
initiative. Great work
And you know,
that they're doing. So well done, Isaac and Pasepa. Thank you for doing what you're doing, and for raising some wonderful, raising funds and raising awareness as well, and addressing some of the needs. So we just want to say level to you, and all as well, Trey, that have been supporting that fundraiser. What are they at the moment as far as their GoFundMe? Do you know?
I think it's about 13,000. I'll
Fantastic.
check, but maybe there. Isaac's put up the link, so below us, he's put up the link in the comment. But Isaac, can you tag? Let us know how much has been raised so far. And so he's there. You know, if you have questions, feel free to message him if you've got any questions on how you can support or anything
Yes.
about the initiative that they're doing. And I attended their event. Sev, you missed out, man. It was so much fun.
I
We
heard.
had trivia nights, and as you know, like they mentioned, someone won the Ratu Rum. I'm still
Yes, I
waiting for it, by
wonder
the way.
who.
Well,
I
it was
wonder who.
Fiji trivia. I won via the music part. I didn't expect to because, it's still a bit rusty. But
Yes.
anyway, it was
Well
so much
done.
fun.
Yes. Now, for anybody who's listening in, please, if you want to reach out to Isaac, he is on the chat. So ask him questions and tag him on the chat that we have live right now, so he can get information over to you. Oh, he's posted the GoFundMe link, and he'll come back to us. Isaac, let us know what how much you're at currently as well. And
Yes.
yes. So keep us up to date.
Live and direct.
Live
and I
and
love
direct.
that. I love
Now,
that our diaspora, are doing that. And we've got another initiatives we'll discuss later. But over to you, Sevu.
Yes, just before we go on to our next half, is we want to just say a big talofa lava to all our Samoan family that's listening in from everywhere.
Talofa. Even from Samoa. We've got Nina there that's in Samoa. So talofa to Nina and all
those,
our other Samoan.
Yeah, there's also Tale O. So we want to say talofa lava to you, Tale O. I hope I pronounced that okay. And to you too, Ninava'a. Good to see you on the chat. And also for the great work that you're doing in the remotely, but the great work that's being done here in New South Wales with our Pacific communities, leaders and elders. So we'll be sharing more and more of the information on that's happening. Now we're going straight to our next guest, who is, as I've mentioned, he's a first-time here guest. Next time, he will be a contributor because Kaveso Kuru is a Fiji community support worker. He also hosts his own radio show, and he does some amazing work in the community just so quietly. And we really want to hear some of the stories that he has, not only stories, but also resources. He's a wealth of resources, and want to discuss some views. Really, that's very important to our community at this time. We can tikina kirone vital no kine matangali Kaveso Kuru. Nimbolo binaka mata. Irenrongo diao. We're just going to try and fix the volume. Kiro sangaren rongo diko. We can see you clearly, but we can't seem to hear you. So it's good to see you, though. But whilst we're trying to fix that, I will just go on to some of the things that we need to be discussing as well. So one of the things that that Kaveh and I have been talking about, which is to bring to the community, is especially relating around the undocumented cases and the needs that has been identified in the community. So just to let everyone know that's listening in, information is coming to us all the time about the needs that have been in the community. So one of the things that I wanted to share with us, I think I'll just, sorry, we're having a screen there. One of the things that we wanted to share was that there has been families that have been impacted by the pandemic here in New South Wales, and which is the reason why we are trying to address it and provide some information around this. And there are families who have, in the Pacific communities, who have been impacted. We have had some deaths as well. We do have people who are in quarantine facilities. We do have community members who are in the hospital, who are hospitalized. And so this is an important topic for us to be talking about. So it's no longer something that we're talking about, Trey, about other communities or the wider community, but we're really talking about our Pacific community. So one of the things that has been highlighted is the ability for our people to access information in language, and also to be able to, we need translators and support for them to be able to understand the information they've been given. There was a case that was brought to our attention of a family that didn't really understand what they were being told when they were told that they are going to be taken to a quarantining facility, and they didn't really understand what that meant. So when the help came to government assistance came to help them, they did not have anything packed as far as clothing and so forth, because they didn't really understand why they were there to and where they were taking them to. So obviously that creates a lot of stress and anxiety. And we want to make sure that we can talk about these things in language, and so that our people can understand where they can get information. We can relay information in language. And that is one of the main reasons why we wanted to get Kaveh on board, was so we could discuss this as well in Fijian. And we know that there are those who are struggle with language, and some of those as well who are undocumented. And we wanted to address some of their concerns at this time. So let's try again and see if we can bring Kaveh in. Can you hear me, Matangali? Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
We're cooking with gas.
let's
Okay.
go.
Trey, I'm just going to take you off screen so we can get a clearer screen. Is that okay? With Matangali over here. Now, I'm glad that the technology is finally working for us.
It's
And it's good to have you. So as I've already mentioned, we wanted to cover off a couple of these topics, and specifically the first one that we wanted to get to was what have you experienced so far with our people, especially for those that are let's talk about those who are undocumented and who are not able to work at this time. Can you please tell us a bit about that scenario and some of the things that we'll discuss more about some of the solutions, but if you could just share some of that with us, please. Feel free in Fijian or in English.
Trey. I'd like to thank the two of you for the initiative of coming up with this very talented session to allow us to exchange information and also being able to respond to the needs that are out there within our community. Before I continue, I would like to say to everyone. We communicate na turanga marama ni nondo to yasana tini kawa kabatalanga kina na vi matavio kani and bulova viduruma kitu to Indian brothers and our Chinese cousins wherever you tuning in tonight and hear the replay of this Vitalama session. One thing that Sevu has highlighted is that we are living in a community of various different nations that have come in to live in Australia, and it has been acknowledged, and we are culturally and linguistically diversified as a community. So our existence to face, and that we have come across one side of town, as they say. I've been meeting with a lot of our fellow Fijians who have been here, has been noted that they are undocumented. I for one can say that they are not documented because they are not undocumented for the reason that they have certain documentation with them, like their passport, but they are just off the record.
Right.
So the challenges is helping them to be able to access services that is been given by various government departments and various NGOs within New South Wales and Sydney, and helping them to interpret some forms, and just because of the comprehension level of some of us, of new settlers, and the issue of settling into a new community in the Toyava Mai and the Kunu Pulangi, so no one don't render no Taranganaka. Chukunda weekend around the top and the Tarawali go into a low rate. This is something that has been identified that we need to encourage our community members out there that there's services and there's help available, and it's just of reaching out. And for us here in the community, Sevu and Trey and the rest of us that are here, all we can do is reach out to them to be able to identify the needs there is.
Right.
That's what I can briefly share. State.
Thank you. And could you share with us some of these challenges that you mentioned, and what were some of the solutions that you're able to provide or that you can share with us?
Vinaka, I'll give a few scenarios. One is the number of our that are here with a bridging visa. They've applied for a certain visa, and while that visa is in process, they are on bridging visa. And the lack of understanding of their condition, of their visa condition, because I've crossed cases and I've been reaching out and I've been helping a few of our community members in this scenario where not aware, report back to immigration. In this scenario, they have changed address, they have changed email address, they have changed phone number. And when immigration is trying to reach out to them, they couldn't get in contact. Balatani service on number, with an address, so that is one thing that we are trying to help and inform them that this is their responsibility as a visa holder, and as part of the visa that has been given to them, to report back on their status, or on their, if they have changed address, if they have changed phone number. The only thing to do is drop an email, let them know that you've changed an address. And the other case that I've come across is a community member who's been off the record for a while. Was here, had a driver's license, and then the driver's license expired. And at the same time, the visa expired, and not aware what to do. And then he's been off the record. And then when COVID struck, he couldn't go to work, and then he couldn't access the service offered by the New South Wales services. And that his status has limited what services he could access. So I've decided, I've reached out to him. He has reached out, and I've lended a hand and trying to help and sort out all his documents so he can get the services available from different government and NGOs there is in New South Wales and Sydney. So that is certain issues that we have been facing in Sydney at the moment as we speak.
Right, Naka. And so it's interesting that what to most of us appears like something that is rational, that people should automatically do, like update information and so forth, is something, and at the same time, it is something that is quite critical to them being able to reach you, right? So that scenario of the government not being able to reach that person who's undocumented with or the person that's been information has been sent to about their bridging visas and so forth, and because they have not updated their information, they've lapsed and they end up being in trouble, as you've mentioned. So I suppose that's an important thing that we want to let our community know is, if you are going through that, then please make sure that your information is up to date with the government, so that they're able to reach you, especially and follow up and check up when it comes to things like bridging visas, like visa validity. You need to make sure that's your responsibility to be on top of that, because you can't blame whatever afterwards. It is your responsibility to make sure that you have the information, that you're staying in connection and in communication with those that you need to. Otherwise, those situations could occur, as Matangali is sharing there. And what about in terms of, you were mentioning as well about some of the work that you've been doing in the community as far as food services and other access to funds that those that are undocumented may be able to access?
Sevu, for a few weeks when the restrictions started coming to New South Wales, to some of our community members, as we know, are working on cash basis, cash on hand basis. So they were affected, and what was available was the services provided by Red Cross. So there is a link in their website that invites everyone that is facing a hardship during this time to access. and I can say that most of the community members that I've reached out to have been successfully assisted by Red Cross, and we also food banks, Greater Sydney area and outer west, where I understand there's one in Grenville that we've been accessing runs every couple of weeks, but they said this was operated by our church community in Chester Hill, the one that would that you had highlighted Fiji Day page. That is one thing that we have been doing, assisting them with foods. That is, I would like to thank the rest of the members that are reaching out. Sharing earlier, I received a couple food packs from Edison Road community and Merrickville, and I community members in that area, the local government here. And just this, the gentleman popped back home just to say hi and share. And then I asked him, sabi, total naman din na kimu food sangay, and then he shared the story of, I've shared a bit with him, and then he has received a few from other friends, and then he decided to share. So that is the ripple effect. And one thing that stays with us is the sharing. And now, during this hardship, go on ka and the doing matali talaga kinakenda na kawan mo na timbal na talaga ng WC. So would like to thank everyone for sharing, and let's continue share.
Pinaka. Excuse us, everyone. We're going to switch into our Fijian dialect just so we make sure that this part of the information is communicated to those that may not have a good understanding of English. Matangali, and the buku ni rana borong chukum bakamai, era sembera chukum ni rana non rapepa, era sa sengani rani dakadaka, belatan baka rando dakadaka tu. Yo sama ideng utak na non dakadaka, ni rasuming vina ilabo singra ba payslip baka. So na iba kasalo ni iba karita ka to maingor men balata na bi buke tiko may binamatin tu raon yo ni wasiatal man da bakalila balata na Red Cross bakatal nga kina sotal na kaira renira ngole kina merli kunya kina bi buke nonda.
Ya vinaka. Vi kenda na matavyo ka dikiwa ni sati kuno non to bi buke na Red Cross. Io e sono bonua kwa usarong chungo san dola tari chura laka io sangitiko na nona nyunganga wendu mabalata na nona leizula. Balata ni sona buno ni lakalak salang mekina no jab no job. Dua la komiki vio nikua sono ko eu forklift operator tonga ko i Liverpool. Sa niko sa tukuni vio ke baka kisini tu leksini lakalak. Io so kibalo tuno ko sa sini madara. Tuno ko mo nonu mo minata ni no mutiko ko ngandre ni lavo to wani ni chiko to mi bici ni lavo ke baka ngoni sala ke baka kornu rawata bi buki matin tu binaka ya ke baka ngoni sani no mu stalle la la kan mu rawi lavo nazul yo so do nga mo nazul en do mi mendi wana num cikine yo be kenda na so tawu cikon tandre itiko e bidala nga matini katto bani bi buki be baka wasa tikini aberto na Red Cross tiko taltinga na be food bank to klani rotlanga ni bola ni kere vi koena no mulen lot ne vokalele man volle no musoni rent me zobo no no kusanga kunekin no mudalaka sangi to sektor volle no musoni rent boy dotlanga na bi buke la chugo be vidir na matavyo kani sama i daktu vir na bi buke na sen koru kona kaya ni waseti weekend na matavyo kani en bungi bila ni kwa na wale mata.
Sebina wale mata kerabina kata mo ni veitar mai ke matanggali ni gaira ni message nga may na Facebook na Fiji Day Facebook page ni renigay nagaira ni Solen Wikim ni na namba mo ni witar-tar pat kay ko kaya so bikim ni bakatar-tar chumay o ni ngandra pat na bibu kimi nakasar bakali matanggal na num ni lamasoli nanum ni waruta na ngona nan reka so ni takawatigo na bukni nanda o kenda na ito kemi viti anda bakiti kutungo eserne i Australia anda tal na kauni bitu kuna matanggal ni berni may daban na dorbital no
ni daban vital no au wabin binaktar juga i kimrau wat kitri na ni makasama na kianan takat kumaingon na wala binaktar chikon na nanda dondoling chikon na matibyokan wala ni binaktar chikon na Singapore rumbuka na bukuni nanda online fundraising online fundraising selain ni sosar na magchukina sombe ka sesang chukila minum tal chicken don sendelay ni bebuki lebuki chicken na lawan ne usomuli gorto na sinu social services Department of Social Services pa na chicken weekend na ndo delingi chiko na bukuni sa sangayan ko sa comeback nga sa wanu ni binaka chicken weekend
nasar bakali matangali we just want to thank my Matangali, that's the term that we call each other in relation to, for joining us this evening. And thank you so much for sharing that information with us and your work within our community. And also, Kabe will be joining us in the future with other part of this series to discuss many topics that we have been wanting to discuss that would be helpful and to our community, and they are topics that will really provide some information and support for that. So, Matangali, Trey, did you want to say anything before Matangali leaves us?
Just thank you for joining us, and happy that you're going to be part of the team. So we look forward to having you on.
Trey, and hopefully next time I'll sort out all these gadgets and then I'll link in on time. And thank you very much for the great work, and I'll see you guys on Friday.
Okay.
See you on Friday.
Yeah.
So there you have it, guys. We hope that has been a helpful session for those tuning in. He's very insightful, passionate, and does so many good things in the community. Want to just do a shout out to Mosese, who's listening in and making funny comments on the chat, and all the way from Verata, Teilevu, the land of the Kaikoso. He's been online as well. So it's greetings to you up there in Queensland. And we'd like to have you on the show one of these days so that you can talk about the work that you're doing, right?
Yes,
we want to
hear
all
about
Queensland.
That. Yes.
Exactly. Well, Trey, we're in the last 10 minutes of the show already. Less than 10 minutes. There's a lot of things
so quickly.
Exactly. There's a lot of things that we wanted to cover off. So why don't you talk about the fundraiser?
Yes, the fundraiser. But also just shout out to our Ratuman family, Uli, who's watching.
Hello, Uli.
So she always supports. I miss the Fike, Uli. So I hope I pronounced that correctly. To Uli and also to Sefo, family, for listening in. Vinaka Sefo. But yes, the fundraiser that's been run by the Sydney Fiji DMC. It's called Friends for Fiji. So that's this Friday. So it's a free online concert. You can go to the Friends for Fiji Facebook page, click on, and they've got a concert starting from 7 p.m. with artists from Fiji and from here in Australia. So that's our weekend sorted. So plot that in your diary, put the big screen on. This Friday at 7 p.m. on the Friends for Fiji page. So, get your dinner ready, get your if you've got Yangona, if you are very blessed to have Yangona through the lockdown, you know, get your session ready. And it'll be a good time to sit around with the family and watch the concert, you know, and please feel free to share it with your family and friends. And then those that are watching are able to donate as well if you can. So that GoFundMe page is on at the moment, and it's posted up on the Fiji Day page. And as Kaveh was saying, the funds there goes to the Nasinu DCOS. It's the social services organization in Nasinu, which is near Suva. So families that have been severely impacted by COVID, loss of jobs, and there's, you know, health impacts and so many social impacts, as Isaac was saying as well in his interview. So, you know, if you're looking for something to do this Friday, I mean, most of us will be at home. So the concert comes to you. It's going to be so much fun.
Yes.
We're looking forward to that. So that's this Friday, the Friends for Fiji concert at 7 p.m.
Yes. So make sure you go to the Friends for Fiji page on Facebook and, you know, follow that page, because the links to the online festival will be posted up, and it'll stream live from the Friends for Fiji Facebook page. So this is a fantastic concert that's going on. For those of you that are wondering, what am I in for? So it is a free concert, and we have guests from all around the world, right? We've got amazing artists that are coming on board, and I can't wait. I think I'm going to spill the beans. I'll just
spill one bean.
Yes,
one bean and one peanut.
One bean, right? One little tiny bean. So, for example, one of our guests, you know, with technology, we're able to reach out to some of our musical family, creative families, to be part of the show. And so this is going to be streaming live, as we mentioned, on Friday. There's a production team behind this particular event, so it's well set up. We have two beautiful hosts that are going to be hosting the whole event. And further to that, we have performers from Fiji. There's performers from here. You're going to be able to see some great artists. And look, they're all contributing by donating, by performing, so that to help generate funds. We're putting on this festival. Really, the aim of that is we put on a free festival, but it's like a telethon, because we've got a GoFundMe page set up so that you can, throughout the festival, go and donate what you can, share it with family and friends. And we also have stories, Trey, of those that are going to benefit from this. Now, what I should probably remind our viewers is Nasinu has the biggest, it's the corridor between Nosori and Suva, and it is the most densely populated part of Fiji, right? And so there's been a lot of needs there. As you know, families are struggling, jobs lost, there's been lockdowns, income has been, you know, widely affected. So we're appealing to you, as those are listening in, to please tune in and also share the event and get people to follow that page and ask people to donate. To just give you an example, $100 is going to feed a family for a week. And they are the food packs that we're providing through this. So think about that, what $100 Australian can benefit a family in Fiji. So we want to encourage you to be part of that. And the name drop I'm going to say is this. Are we ready? So the name drop is Miss Michelle Rounds.
Woo!
So Michelle Rounds is part of the festival. And guess where Michelle is? All the way, she's the Queen of the Nile in Egypt. I reached out to beautiful Michelle. Love you, Michelle, if you're listening in. And she said, yes, sure. What can I do? How can I help? You know, one more name drop is we're going to have a guest appearance from our very own Neita Voli. Voli, who is just an incredible musician based out of Sydney. You all know him. He's all the way from Kandavu in Sydney. And he's, you know, when we reached out to him for the festival, he said, Neita, happy to perform and I'm happy to donate as well. So just want to thank the generosity of the musicians and artists and everybody who's being involved in this production, because nobody's getting paid to do it. It is all voluntary from our team to be able to put this production on. So it's really exciting. So we can't wait to be part of that. So make sure you plan it, get yourself ready, get your drinks ready, get your outfits ready. You know, we may even live stream some people, right, during the festival, Trey. So we want to make sure we just make it a real festivity and enjoy Fiji and enjoy the beautiful music, and at the same time raise funds for a worthy cause.
Amen. So exciting. And it's Father's Day weekend. So, you know, that event's on Friday and it'll kick off the weekend. So, you know, gather around. I just got a nudge from a colleague about communities that are doing things people doing things in community for Father's Day. So, you know, good time to celebrate, watch the concert, celebrate with family. And I hear that there's some amazing food boxes by our friend Bavik, you know, so we'll share some information about that, some lovely Father's Day gift ideas, which are
Oh, great.
always, you know, so divine and so professionally prepared. So thank you, Bavik. We will share that information. Just a quick shout out to our Maori brother there, Logan, who's listening in. Kia ora, good to have you.
Kia ora,
And
Logan.
yes, good to
Willa
see you
vinaka.
here. It's been a long time. But I think that's it from us. We went through, you know, talking with Isaac and Pasepa about their project, and then Kave sharing word from the ground about, you know, some of the challenges of those that, you know, navigating the system, which a lot of us take for granted, you know, and steps that seem very simple for us are not as simple for other people. So where we can, you know, reach out to people, help them fill out a form, make a phone call for them. We've shared
Yes.
2 links again on our page. There's a free immigration website that I've just posted up, so that can provide some assistance, and then also Red Cross that have the financial support for those that cannot access government support. And of course, Sev and I here, you know, feel free, inbox message us, and we'll do our best to link you to the right people if we can't help you. And also shout out to CMF. They're in Chester Hill every Thursday doing some amazing work feeding the communities. And our sister Mal, who tuned in as well, doing some great work there in Campbelltown, feeding
Yes.
hundreds of families in Campbelltown. So that's from
Great
you can
work.
check out the New South Wales Council for Pacific Communities page, but we'll share info about that as well. But that's it from me. Stay blessed, and, you know, help out. As Kave said, we share, you know, we help each other as we go along. Banaka
Yes.
Bakaleva, over to you.
Thank you, Trey. Thank you for that. Man, you really are an MC, right? The way that just rolls out of your mouth, just, you know. Parting words is that, yes, so don't forget the fundraiser this Friday, 7 p.m. Follow the page, like the page, donate some funds onto that. Next week, I just want to let you know is that we will be one of our guests next week that I can say is going to be speaking to us, who's working in the support area and coordination for seasonal workers and labor mobility. So next week, maybe Moses as well should be tuning into some of that, Moses. But we will be having a guest on next week to talk about the thousands of Pacific Islanders who are here on a work visa to under the labor mobility scheme, and also the seasonal workers. They are here picking the fruits, working in butchers. They really are essential workers right now in the country, and there's thousands of them here. So let's find out more about that particular work next Monday. So we'll be that'll be one of our featured guests, and we will be discussing that, and also you know, more information and around that particular work. So we will definitely be talking about the Pacific Labor Services and Pacific Labor Mobility next Monday show. So again, thank you so much for listening in. This live stream is streaming into Facebook and also to YouTube, as it says on the handle below here for Vei Talanoa. Please follow, like, and we want to wish you a good night. Stay safe and well. Ni Samoa.
Isa. Mother.
Hey,
We'll
Mother.
practice for next time.